Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Ty Mizzle. You watching my channel Mizzle14, and I'm here doing the part 2 of Iyanla Fix My Life and the Lie Detector Says. I already knew the results before it even started before this episode. I said I already know. I had a feeling what the results gonna be, and my suspicions and my guess was right. And I'm gonna read the questions that they said, and I'm gonna explain to it. It's not gonna be a long video because it was straight to the point, and I just wanted to show that what this lady did to her daughters and the father of their children, it just robbed them of their livelihood to have a good growing up, and the pain and the deep anger and the abandonment, the rejection, the separation of the parent. It's really tough because of what this results came about. Now, go read the question. They asked Yvonne, did you made up or exaggerated any story with the intentions to hurt Monzel? And the test was read deceptive. That means she was lying. And she was like, oh, no, no, that's not right. No, really? Oh, hell no, no. This is like, I was like, but you asked for the test. And she said, oh, no, this is not right. This is not right. But they said, you asked for the test. She said, yeah. But seriously? I said, really, lady, seriously? That's what you could say, seriously? Yes, seriously. You lied. Right? She said every question they asked, she was telling the truth. She said, all right. And Iyanla said, you know what? Let me let me do Monzel questions. And they say, these are two questions to ask Monzel. Did you have any sexual contact with any of your three daughters? And the answer read, not deceptive. Not deceptive means he was telling the truth. Right? And the second question was, did you touch any of your three daughters with the purpose of sexual contact? And the test results read, not deceptive. Means he was telling the truth. So both of his questions were telling the truth. He had no reason to lie, and you would say your thing was deceptive. That means lying. That means Yvonne, you lied. You lied on this man. You lied to say that he raped his daughters. There was no proof or evidence that he had done it, and you believed that lie. It all falls down because she was raped when she was younger. So she thought she was protecting her daughter so much of something that nobody had protected her. And I feel like that's the reason why she was so invested that her husband or ex-husband molested her daughters, because she was molested when she was 12, around 12 years old. And nobody helped her or protected her when she needed it. So I think she create this false reality that I gotta protect my girls from him at all costs, even though it's not the truth. And that's what she did. And the girls Whitney was like heartbroken and very hyperventilated. She was like crying and like heartbroken. And Nicole was stone cold, deep in her mind, and looking at her mother like this. And Brittany, the other one, the youngest daughter, she was there, like thing, and they would say ma. She said, the mom said, no, no, don't come at me. Don't. I was like, and then the whole time she was not trying to admit what she had done. She really was trying to feel like she did anything wrong, and she was telling the truth. Where the test results said that she was lying, and had every reason to believe that she was lying, because if you based on part one, if y'all saw my last video, a lot of evidence was in her body language, and her stories was inconsistent. It was not telling the truth that this guy did this. And then when you saw him, and the minute you saw him, and the minute how he broke down and stuff, it was really telling that this guy didn't do this to these girls. And it was heartbroken watching this episode, because I teared up and cried for these girls and for Mr. Monzel, because these girls was young and they loved their father. They wanted their father. Nicole had the father, but Whitney and Brittany was robbed for the chance with the father because of this lie, and they believed their mother, and they want to know the truth. Brittany wholeheartedly believed the mother, and Whitney didn't know who the truth is, and she was in the middle, and so heartbroken. And the fact that the truth come out, and Yvonne, you really don't want to say that you have done it. That's really saddening. And she was apologizing, but her apology was not sincere. It was not sincere. Like, I could tell that she just apologized. Apologized for what? You not apologizing for anything particular. You just saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I said that. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry." And I said, you saying sorry, but the sorry is doesn't mean anything if you don't have no sincerity in your freaking apology. It is not working, and the girls could see right through it. So Nicole was the oldest, and she felt the most abandoned and the rage and pain because her mother. Cause it was like, listen, I grew up not feeling love. I grew up not feeling abandoned. I had my I had my dad. I had my love like that. But when you lied, you took that away from me. I feel alone. You sent me to group homes and everything just because you didn't want me around my sisters. You isolated me from my sisters. You actually did a lot of things to me. And she asked, would you feel any better if I was Clyde's daughter? And the mom said, "Oh, no, no, it's not like that." And Miss Iyanla said, "Tell the truth. This is the truth rule. Let her know. Let her be known." And she said, it's not, I could say if you was anybody's daughter. It is the fact that the truth is she didn't want any children. She didn't want any children. So the love for her, when she was carrying the kids, was not there. Especially for Nicole, her first child from Mr. Marzel, because that baby was brought up for an affair that she had of her ex guy that she used to love, and she was so in love with the guy, but she lost that love. She lost that relationship with him because she had an affair and all that stuff like that. So right off the bat, she didn't want the children. So she didn't want it. She didn't want her child, and it wasn't personal towards Nicole. But Nicole, you know, when you're young, when you hear that, oh, I didn't want any children, I didn't want you, and stuff like that. It wasn't about the child itself. They didn't want any kids. And when you have a kid, when you know you didn't really want it, if it do something to a child hearing that, it's like, damn, my mom and no father didn't want me. Like, what did I do? And I want any children who hear that or even see that, or any parent who would tell their children they didn't want you, it's like that, or any children who watch this video, or any teenager who watch this video, I want to let you know that it's not your fault. It's not personal to you. It's on them, their choice. They didn't want any children. Since they want any children, they detach from the children they have. And it sucks to have them knowing that you didn't want them. Now to bring them in the world when they have to fend for themselves, they feel abandoned. That's like the worst feeling to have. So Nicole had that, and since she had that, it felt so much rage. It's so much hurt and pain. It's so deep rooted. It's gonna take a hard time for her to be in a safe space to heal from that, because her mother didn't want her. And the mom had to face the fact that she needed to tell Nicole over and over that, you know what, it's not about you. I didn't want any children. I didn't want any children. I didn't want anyone. So it was like, it's kind of hurting to hear that because of that. So it was a lot going on with that. And Whitney said, I didn't have my father. And when all this came about, it was chaos. Own it, Mom. It's like I was brought up, raised with my father, chaos. And when this lie came out, it just tarnished the whole reputation, tarnished the whole family, tarnished the whole dynamic. I didn't really get to see my grandma like that. I didn't really get to see my dad like that. I didn't really have what Nicole had. So I really hated Nicole because she had the thing, and Nicole hated her sisters because they had the love for their mom, and she didn't have the love of the mom. So all this lie that Yvonne concocted really just damaged her daughters. And then the daughters is hating each other because the mom. And it wasn't a personal with the daughters like that. They was children. They were so young. And the sisters had to understand. The girls had to understand that Nicole was young just like them. They was all children. They hadn't done any better. They didn't know any better. So now as they're adults, they could work their wrongs and they could fix their wrongs. But when they was young, they didn't know. And they was put against each other because the lie to the mom. They believed their mom or they believed the dad. They was taking sides. It's like that. And it was not, and it was due to the fact they was unaware of the truth. For 25 years, they were so uncertain of what really happened, if it did happen. And when we come to find out, nothing really did happen between the guy, the father and the daughters. It was all a lie that she believed. And it was like, wow, this is like tough. And I said, I kind of knew it. I knew this mother was lying. I had a feeling she was lying. And it was like really damaging for that to happen. So Brittany came and said something that, listen, when you attack me, talk to them, Brittany and Nicole. because you said her and Nicole had a fought, and Nicole fought her sister Whitney too. So it was like, I'm just telling you that it's like when you fight in front of your children, you're like a bad mom because you is fighting and you're not showing examples or like that. And this one, Nicole needs to take the responsibility of herself, responsible for her triggers, and know what is triggering her and what is to do to not get to that point, because since she's been so abandoned in pain and hurt, she has rage and she has fire and she really in attack mode and she is a scary individual. So you say anything that would tick her off, she's ready to pounce on you. And it's all because of how she was born, about how she was abandoned. It's just that abandonment created this person she is. But she needs to start learning how to control that and not to let that go, and not to show that her hurt and her abandonment is not towards her sister, it's towards her mom. And she needs to try to work on that anger issues and try to work on that. So it was like she was getting upset because they was calling her a bad mom, and it's like, you are a bad mom if you fighting in front of your children like that, and you put in a position that it could take your children, you could take you away from your children, leave them alone, just like what your mom did to you. So if you don't want that to happen to your own kids, you need to break that cycle of like that. You may not be a liar like your mom is, but you is showing a lot of signs that your mom is like being manipulative, being angry, showing your rage, and your behavior is affecting your children. And if you don't get that under control, your children could lose their mother. And then they could grow up and not having the mother and feel alone and feel abandoned and feel rejected by their mom because the mom wasn't there and the mom was thinking about herself and not thinking about us. And it was like, she need to break that. And she wanted to break this curse. So it's like, she said, I'm not saying that you may not be bad motherly bad. That means you been feeding them or you clothing them, or you been taking care of them, like that. But your actions and you as a woman, as a mother, it comes from in here. And when you show this as rage and bitterness, it's like that, and your children sees that, that could take you away from them if you continue along that path. So Nicole had to fight her own inner demons and how to get over that rage and learn how to listen and learn how to learn how to break that cycle. Because it was another scene that she broke down. She was like a tantrum going to, I want my dad. I want my dad. I want to see my dad. I want to hear this. I want my dad. I was like a tantrum little girl. Because she is stuck like that little girl. Just like all the girls are stuck like the little girl who wants their father attention, who wants the love, who wants somebody that. It's I want my dad. What's going to be a voice of reason? And Iyanla said, you cannot see your father until y'all woman cleared it up. Because what y'all have done, it has poisoned him. It has sucked the life out of him. And Nicole's like, it had that stare face. Just like her mom was staring like throughout the whole thing. Like her mom had no emotions and no feelings on her face. When these girls was crying and weeping in front of her, she was like, not even no tear come out. It's like that. So it's like, it's just hurting for all girls to feel that. And it was like, we need to heal and we need to come together. So we got to sit down between Monzel and Yvonne, because we need to see Monzel's side. And you could tell it's like her reaction towards him is like cold-hearted. And it's just staring at him like it's like venom, like this is the monster who's standing in front of me and I don't want to face him. I don't want to see him. It's like she don't really like the guy. And I could tell the first thing is like, she didn't really want Monzel, but yet you had three kids by this guy, and you marry him, but you didn't really want him. You want the other guy. And it was like, okay, and then the results, he passed his test, and he knew he didn't. He knew he didn't do that, and he knew the results was going to be in his favor. Now, when they would say, what you just say, she really went on attack mode. So why he didn't fight harder when you know you said no. Because no matter what he would have said to you, Yvonne, you wouldn't even believe him if you would have fight hard and everything. Because Whitney said, she said, I don't know why my dad didn't fight him. I was saying, what? Because it's like, this guy, life had been tarnished. It's affected him a lot. And I could tell, like, when you had a lie like that and you love your daughters and you love your children, it's like that lie could carry waves. It could be no evidence showing that people could just disown you or ridicule you or stop talking to you and putting their kids away for you, and it's like shield their kids and looking at all because you lied. And it's not right for you to sit there and act like it was all because he had beat you, because it was a conversation about the, beating and it's like that. And he said he didn't mean hit her one time, and he had her one time and knock her out, and then she ran with that thing. He said he never want to hit her again and all that stuff, but they was not there for the domestic violence issue. So whether that issue come about and how she feel her way about him, that need to be a separate little section. They was here about the molestation and all that stuff. She said, "What you just say about that?" And he said Monzana said, she said, "I apologize. They was accusing you for raping your daughter, just like that and everything. And will you forgive me?" And she sat there, and Iyanla said, "You don't have to forgive her, and you don't. If I was in Monzana too, I wouldn't forgive her like that. In the future, I may forgive her, but right now I can't. It's like it's been 25 years, over 2 decades of my life been in trauma. I couldn't see my grandkids like that. My daughters don't want to talk to me like that. It was like I didn't have nobody in the support system. It's like my whole life had to tarnish. And you painting the daughters as I'm this bad monster, like I haven't beaten on you and I have dragging you and hitting you and all that stuff like that, and doing all this stuff and live with my kids. That's not good, and it affected me. So I can't. I deny. He rejected her apology, and I would too. I would feel the same way. I will feel the same way as Marcel. I will reject that apology too. It's like you did all this, and then you sitting in front of my face with no emotion, no sincerity in your apology. And I said, no, I can't. I won't accept that. So it came about was like Iyanla asked her the question. Did you, what she said? Oh, did you said that Marzel was the father of Nicole's first child? And she deflected it and said, "Well, Marzel had me beating him." And Iyanla said, "This is not what we're here talking about." So she tried to deflect. She was trying to get away from that questioning, because she know that she said that, and so she really trying to admit that. After a while, she said, "You know what? Yes, I apologize. I had this said that to you." I said, "Wow." And then it was a question. She said, "Did you also said that your daughter had liked the rape from her father?" And she said, "You said that I said that?" And she said, "No, no, no. This is what I heard." She said, "You said that I've been raping my father and I was liking it." And she meant that she said that too. And she was like, "I apologize if I'm saying that. And will you forgive me?" And I said, and she said, "Oh, why?" All that stuff like that. She just said that it was about you. It was like I was going through so much hurt and stuff like that. And I just feel that she just said she didn't want the kids. She said it wasn't about you, it was personal and everything. And they hugged it out, and that's what. At that moment, I feel that Yvonne started to break down a little bit. Like she knew that she really did fucked up. She really did messed up with these girls. And Whitney talked to Nicole and said, "Will you probably forgive me?" Because she was angry about a lot of things and stuff like that as well. And she just wanted to know, "I love you and will you forgive me?" But Brittany was on the side, and Brittany was not embracing Nicole. So there's still a detachment. And Iyanla peeked that. She said, "We need to get the girls together." So she got the girls together at the end and was said, like, "What's your truth, Nicole?" And Nicole said, "Really, what I were a bad sister." And Brittany said, "No, you wasn't. You weren't a bad sister." They hugged Nicole and everything, and they had an exercise tighten the bond, and it's lock your arms with your sisters. And she said, "Nobody should get in between your bond. Nobody should get in between your sisterhood. Not no cousin, not no husband, not no woman, not nobody. Nothing's getting there." And they say, "No, what this we need to do? We need to rip it off. This needs to be bare." And I believe it. And then Iyanla said they need to have additional family counseling, which is true, because Iyanla give them the tools to work on it. And a lot of people feel like, "Oh, Iyanla's to fix his life. She don't fix life." She does help people, and she not everybody gonna be able to get reap the benefits because they don't want to put in the work. When you go to a therapist or counselor, you have to put in the work, and once you put in the work and basically they helping you, you gonna see results. So they need additional family counselor because it's really deep and they need to work on it. And he said that affection has been afflicting the family, and we need to tackle that infection. And once that infection is tackled, you can get the antibiotics. Now she get the antibiotics or tools that need to help them work on this, and then it's not fully going away, but they worked on the inflammation, and when you work on that, that can help you until they work on it until that infection goes away. But right now, it's still there, and they need additional family counsel. She said she would pay for it, and they need help on that. And at the end, they said the sisters have been bonding more, they've been communicating more, and strengthening their friendship and bonding, sisterhood. And Mr. Marzell is more contact with his daughters, and they bond is strengthening with his daughters, and he made that for his grandchildren. On YouTube, Own had put a deleted clip that they wasn't shown on TV. I will post that as my link in my video of Iyanla talk to Yvonne the first day two before day three happened. Before she sat down with Mr. Marzell, and how she really realized that she messed up. And I will put that link down there because I said sometimes they put scenes that are deleted out that could have been important for us to see it. But I guess the reason they didn't want to put it, but they put it on YouTube to show extra clips so you can see extra scenes behind it. So I'm gonna put that in my video. But please, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. And also my part one and the Lie Detector Says, it has over 5,000 views. And I want to thank everyone who have watched that video and enjoyed it. I'll continue to watch Iyanla Fix My Life and give you more content and give you more videos. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I want to thank everyone new people who have subscribed to my channel. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.